oh, if I've got to prepare that ahead, it's not. But of course, you just do it and go away and shop or do it. So you've got in there the desiccated coconut.
Yes.
You've got the chopped mixed peel.
Yes, and I'm afraid I didn't use that stuff that comes ready chopped in tubs because I don't like it very
the
much.
old-fashioned kind. Oh, that was my job as a child. I was allowed to do that as I got older.
So I chopped the peel by hand, lovely. And then also in here was
the grated orange zest. And then the liquid. There's a whole range of things you could use, all milk. But I think probably Mother did. But I have changed it to use orange juice and sherry.
It's rather a fine mixture, if I may say so, that orange juice and sherry, and it smells divine.
So it's 4 of orange juice and 2 of cherry. So shall
we get going on this?
Yes.
And let me pop this
up.
Oh,
thank you. 5 ounces of butter and 5 ounces of caster sugar go in. And now drop it down. Now, this is where you want to be careful with this early stage. A slow, steady action, as if you were doing it by hand.
Absolutely, so you shouldn't go too fast.
Well, no, because if you do, you're going to scatter the butter and sugar or whatever factor you use all over the bowl. You've got to stop and scrape it down. You're simply wasting effort, whereas this is doing nice and slowly and steadily as it should be. But if you just do that, you just bake them up.
And so then, really, I don't have to whisk them a lot, do I?
Not for this, not for this at all. You're simply breaking them up. So when we add the egg, we can add it gradually.
There you are, Marguerite. I'm going to carry on chopping the glacé cherries. That's the one bit I hadn't quite managed to finish before you came.
A sticky job, so thank you for doing it.
Absolutely.
Now, so let me explain what happens next. The flour, which again you may say I'm old-fashioned, has been sifted first. And I know flour manufacturers say, our flour is very light. But I still say thanks very much, but I'll sift it. And that all goes in now.
Yep.
And we can do with a mixer, we can put the sultanas in before I go.
Is that all nicely mixed together?
Yeah, that's fine, because don't forget we're doing a bit more stirring when the cherries and things go in. Now, the coconut, thank you. All the peel, out, in you go.
Shall I pop these in at the same time?
Yes, please.
Oh, I have to say, this is such a lovely
it's the most interesting cake. And because in many ways you don't quite realise that it's got coconut in until you've had several mouthfuls. Right, thank you. Now, as soon as you're satisfied that everything has been mixed together...
And up again?
Up again. That's it. It looks fairly stiff.
It is very stiff as a mixture, isn't it? Shall we...
Yes, that's fine.
So we can show people. See, that is a really... I was wondering whether it was going to be too heavy, but that's okay.
Absolutely fine.
Shall I scrape it into here?
Yeah, oh, that's very kind of you, thank you. And the tin, it's lined at the bottom, grease and flour around the side, because it's a very good tempered, beautiful modern tin. But if it's an old favourite, then I'd be inclined, because you've got sticky things here, to use baking parchment around the sides as well.
A good idea. And one of the things that always intrigues me is that you haven't suggested that we need to flour the glacé cherries or any of those things. They're not going to sink to the bottom.
Well, famous last word. When they came out of the years when we couldn't get them in the early 50s, Marguerite Patten was stupid enough to say, here is a cherry cake, and I guarantee the cherries won't sink. Ha, ha, ha. Most people found it was okay. But, of course, you always get somebody who manages to do the impossible. But there we are, and that is ready now to go into the oven.
I just want to tell you something quickly about glacé cherries. I have this trick. I remember the first time I made a cherry cake, and I cut a nice wedge, and all my glacé cherries had sunk to the bottom. So I did a bit of quick thinking, and I said, oh, fantastic, that's perfect, that's exactly the effect I wanted. A layer of cherries on the bottom, surmounted by light cake, so you get the contrast.
Sophie, I think this is something they never teach young home economists. What are you going to say if you've got a tragedy in public?
Right, well, we'll get that into the oven, and should be ready in time for tea.
Oh, thank you. I should welcome that.
I have to say, it's turned out beautifully.
It looks lovely, doesn't it? And I'm so glad you chose a square tin, because I live by myself now, mainly. And if I have people to tea just once, we have some. that doesn't look so left over if you put it in the freezer, whereas a round one with a chunk cut out, you're publicly saying, oh, you're having the bits left over.
Now, how big a piece do you think I should cut? Should I cut it like that?
Well, you cut what you'd like, and I'm quite happy to follow your example. And I want to know from you if you like it, if you're pleased with it. Now, you see, it's fairly soft as you cut through, you can tell. That's it. Makes it slightly crumble, but you see without any trouble that pieces in your...
Lovely.
Well, you wait until you've tasted
it. It's still lovely. So build me a picture of your family. Would you all sort of pile in, tumultuous heap of children longing for cake?
I don't know what you can call three, heaps. And there were three of us. And of course my father died when I was 12.